Sure, Masandawana, I am back another installment at the Yellow Corner, bringing you the preview of our Betway Premiership Game Week 19 fixture as we host Abafana West End, the Golden Arrows on Wednesday night, 7:30 at Loftus Versfeld. Before I go any further, before I get into our last game against Kukune and the preview, I need to rant for a few minutes. Guys, the last time we played Kukune United, I was very angry. I ranted a lot in the next preview, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm sick and tired of Tandon Zanzeka, guys. I think he's a pathetic excuse of a match official, and I, I genuinely believe that he has something against Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. Match officials are human. They will make mistakes like me and you. But what Tandon Zanzeka does when he officiates matches the Sundowns, I see the error. It's just deliberate, you know. And I do not know how SAFA schedule the match officials. You know, I'm not gonna stand here and lie and say, uh, he shouldn't be officiating certain games, Sundowns and stuff like that. But I'm keen to understand how is it that this guy officiated our game against Kukuna on the 27th of January, 2026, and then on the 1st of March, around 30 days later, he officiates another game here, Sundowns Lis Kukuni. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, because I do not know how SAFA works around the scheduling of the match officials, but I just don't understand how that happens, you know. And once again, he was shit once again. I'm sorry for swearing, guys, but he really was shit once again when in our game against Kukuni, you know. You go back to our game, Lis Kukuni, 27th January, each and every foul, almost each and every foul at Sundowns was a booking. Yet Skukune didn't get as many bookings. I think he gave our players 5 or so yellow cards, and then Skukune 1 or 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah? Yet, like every challenge at Sundowns, he deemed it to be a foul. You know, even they seen the foul, there were fouls to him. I remember the yellow card that our assistant coach got because of his reaction after he gave a nothing foul. I think it was Resino or Santos, you know, and he gave Skukune a non-existent foul. You know. So I just don't understand what this guy's issue is with Sundowns. You come back to Gamia Ronaldis Skukune on Sunday. He gave us 3 yellow cards and he gave them a 1. Where our yellow cards warranted, you can debate that sharp. But my issue is that the first big challenge, and a challenge that should have been a yellow card, comes early from this clown who goes around kicking players, Kiz, who used to play for us, you know. And I think it was on Jaden, if I'm not mistaken. He doesn't book him. He doesn't give him a yellow card. A few moments later, still more first half. Grant Lentole Hobla go out for a ball. What does Hobla do? He elbows Grant. What does he do? He gives a free kick, but doesn't give a foul for that elbow. And then he comes and wants to explain to Grant why he didn't give that yellow card. I'm like, how is this not a booking? You know, how is that not a booking? And the person that I was sat next to, I said to him, the next foul is going to be from a Sundowns player, and it is going to be a yellow card. And what happened? He gave them a free kick and booked Debza. I think that was a yellow card, you know. But he sets the tone for the game, because if he doesn't give the yellow card for clear yellow cards for Skukune players, our players think, okay, we can get away with the foul like Skukune United players got away with. You know, the first yellow card just Skukune, the first if and only a yellow card, if I'm not mistaken, came after that confrontation, scuffle between the players in the second half, when a Skukune player kicked Jaden and he didn't even blow for a foul. And then Jaden went and wanted to fight that boy, and that's when he booked player Skukune. But honestly speaking, you see the yellow card Yamadao, yeah, him using his hand, that's a yellow card. I'm not even going to question that, you know. But if you are going to give our players the yellow cards that are warranted, why are you not doing the same for our opponents, man? Honestly speaking, I'm really annoyed with this guy, you know, like, I can't fight to save my life. I'm a big boy, but I can't fight to save my life. But if I was to bump into this guy, my siblings, Tshwanelo and Rapela, will have to make a plan, maybe Baton Pela out because he's gonna make me do something that I haven't done in over 20 years and since I was in high school, get into a physical fight. Because no man, what this guy is doing, honestly speaking, Sundowns, I feel they should try to suffer and ask for the reviews the games this guy officiates at Club Yaron because honestly speaking, man, this can't be it, guys. This can't be it, and I'm worried already. We are going towards the end of the season. He might get another game, yeah, Sundowns. Fingers crossed, or he doesn't get any of our games until the end of the season. Yes, a lot of match officials are pathetic, in our league, but they are not only pathetic for Sundowns, they are pathetic for all these 16 clubs, but the Etandonzanzeka, it is personal, Shane. It is definitely personal. Lastly, before I get into the preview, I want to say something because of what I saw happen over the weekend. I saw on social media. I think as Mamelodi Sundowns supporters, we must always support our club no matter what. Back our boys, back our team through thick and thin. But we must always hold our club accountable. I saw a big club, probably the biggest club in the country, get smashed by their biggest rivals. And then I saw videos on social media, the supporters Zabona singing at the end of the game as they were leaving the stadium, singing songs about Udliwa and stuff like that. And I feel like, once you accept the bare minimum as a fan base, your club can lose itself. And I think that has happened to a certain club from the south of Johannesburg. And we should never, ever, as Mamelodi Sundowns supporters, allow that to happen to our club. My thoughts on our game against Kukun, I think it was a huge win, Both displays for the better part of the game. I was not happy with how we started the second half, but overall, happy with the win and the 3 points, What maybe surprised a bit, about Cardoso reverting to the 4-3-3. He had put it aside for since the beginning of the year, since the turn of the year, if I'm not mistaken, playing 2 in the middle field, but he went back to it in this game, Ronaldus Kukune. And I wonder if Allende's performances from the bench forced his hand now to play a midfield 3. Allende has played very, very well coming from the bench. So it might be that or no. He felt or no, he needed to play Allende. And I don't have an issue with that. Really happy with the performance, and I'm going to single out a few players, guys. I think Daman is a gem, and aerially he's brilliant. Positioning, tackling, he is just good. And I used to say to go TS Galaxy, but I didn't think it was as good as it has been since he got to Sundowns. Him on the ball, he is brilliant on the ball. I've seen him break lines a lot since he joined Sundowns. Actually, from his first game against Kukun, he's been because I remember I put a clip. Yeah, he's the first minute of that game where he was breaking lines when he plays Kukune away, and he was just playing it again on Sunday. I saw him playing the diagonals. I was like, okay, we have a player here, man. I really, really hope he stays injury free, and I think he's gonna offer us a lot. I've been really, really impressed by Ndamani, man. He fitted in like a glove, man. Jaden Adams, I think I need to stop talking about Jaden anymore, man, because there's nothing more to say. Brilliant once again, and I'm happy with how our bench helped us in this game. They came on and the bench won us the game, and that is what you want. If Plan A doesn't work, Plan B must certainly work. So I'm really, really happy with performance here. Snapper, he's gonna give us something that I don't think any of our wide forwards. I can't think of any at the top of my head who will give us the same thing as a Snapper. Get the ball direct, take on the fullback or the wing back and put the ball into the cross into the box. So I think he gives us that, because a lot of our wide forwards tend to invert, and yeah, man, I was really happy with his kind of barring how when you play for a few minutes. What's the word? Slipped my mind. But I was really happy with Snapo's performance, and Reyners, man, he took those goals really well. Hopefully he kicks on, because he hadn't scored for a while now, man. Oh, lastly, Khuliso needs to stop this nonsense. It is gonna get us into trouble. He got Bafana into trouble, this thing in the AFCON, that penalty. I don't understand what's with Khuliso and his hands, man. Like, he needs to stop this nonsense. Honestly, I remember I complained about this 2 years ago, and I can't believe he's still doing it. Khuliso is the best right back in the country, and you can never question his quality. But this thing of his hands, he needs to stop it, man. We are playing Coach Manqoba's side, Golden Arrows, not over the weekend, on Wednesday. And I wonder where we would be if we had kept or continued with Coach Manqoba, because hindsight is the best side. And looking back, I feel like Ronais, the supporters and management at Sundowns, we got emotional very quickly, myself included. I was very emotional about the club and Coach Manqoba at the time, and I think the loss, the embarrassing loss to my case in the final year, calling Black Label, as well as the not so convincing start in the CAF Champions League group stages, the results and the performance, I think it got us really emotional, and a decision was taken, because Coach Manqoba, under him, we looked like a goal-scoring, opportunity-making machine. We created so many chances. We were good going forward. You could tell, or no, we were going to score a lot of goals that season, But looking at his Golden Arrows and what was happening at Sundowns, Golden Arrows have conceded 22 goals this season. They've scored 23. Very good going forward, but they can't defend to save their lives. So I wonder if he would have been able to correct that situation as Sundowns not being good, especially in transition. The games that Coach Manqoba were very open. I remember we played Polokwane in the MTN 8, and on the break, we were very open and very susceptible to the counter attacks. So I wonder if we had kept him and continued with him, because of the better quality of player we have at Sundowns compared to ours, if he would have been able to fix it. The one thing that I am certain of, Kore, under Coach Manqoba, if he was still at Sundowns and the head coach, would be playing the best football in the country. That I don't have any doubts about that. Don't have any doubts about that, And one can't help but feel sorry for Coach Manqoba or sympathize with him. When you look at the number of lives our current coach has been given, yet he wasn't given the same or even near same amount of lives Cardoso has been given, Do I think like I said, we would be playing the best football in South Africa if Manqoba was still our coach? I just don't know if we would have been able to fix that situation here, being vulnerable at the back. And I can't put my head on the block and say we would have won more trophies than we have under Cardoso, because, hey man, you never know with these things. There's a possibility that we could have, but there's also that possibility that it might not have worked, So yeah, you just never know, man. Hey, I think we have reached that stage of the season where there's definitely no margin for error, man. I don't think we can make any mistakes with the remaining 12 or so games of the season, because I think Pirates will fight tooth and nail for this championship. And what will help them is that we're on game week 19. We are left with 12 games this season. They have 12 games to play this season, and that's it. Rona, we do not know how many games we are left with because we still have the Champions League, and the scheduling is gonna mess us up. But I think our experience will come in handy for Rona. Bona, they will be much more fresher. Rona will rely on our experience because I think both teams have quality in personnel, quality in depth. So I think it will be a battle between fitness and experience. And speaking of fixtures, Coach Cardoso in the press conference as Kukune mentioned, or my club asked that we move our game against Orbit forward because we're not playing this weekend, and yeah, Orbit refused. So they have every right to. It's their choice because they know the closer Sundowns game, the closer the game Yabona Lerona is to the game at Champions League, we are likely to make a few changes. So hey, it is what it is. But Lerona want us to be better when it comes to these types of clubs. When they want players from us asking for the loans, we must say no because hey, you don't want to help us. We mustn't help you. That's how I'll do it. Yeah, maybe just I take things personal at times. So yeah, man. And I hope we're one of them and the F off to the NFD. Going into our game against Golden Arrows, I expect a very, very entertaining game against two football playing sides. I do not expect Golden Arrows to sit back. I do not think they have it in them and to sit back and just defend for the whole game. I just don't see it happening. And the obvious threat from these guys will come from the right side from Sianda Ndlovu, man. He's something else, man. One of the best players in the league in the last 2 seasons, man. He has it all, man. Very aggressive on the take-ons, man. He assists. I think he has on 5 assists and 4 goals, or the other way around, and he has it all. He's a brilliant player, man. Very, very tricky, man. And the one thing that I like about this boy is how quickly he plays the ball into the box. He doesn't give the defense a chance to settle, and set up properly to defend, because he plays the ball quickly and in front of them. So I think, yeah, he's obviously their player to watch. And I think their right side is their strongest side, Him and Matwele playing, coming from a right back and a very offensive right back. He scored 3 goals in cup competitions this season. So I think we need to be careful. Their right side, they are going to give us issues on that side, man. Coach Mangoba said something that I think we should use against them. Press conference in Yahaya after their game against Chipa over the weekend. He said he was surprised at what he saw. He saw his players cramping for the first time this season, and that tells me, maybe their fitness levels, because we're going towards the end of the season, might have dropped, So I think the best thing to do with such a team is to kill them with possession, knock it around, make them chase, and they lose their legs. And once they lose their legs, mentally you start not thinking straight. You start making the mistakes. So I think the best way to beat them is to kill them with possession. A very pacey team, a very fast team. They do everything fast. So we need to make sure we do not allow them to break against us, because if and when they break against us, they will hurt us with Van Roy on the one side and Ndlovu on the other side, as well as the fullback Stubborn, because they are very, very fast. So we must never, our rest defense in this game needs to be proper, man. So yeah, we must make sure we're not vulnerable, in our rest defense. This side is very good for going forward. Very, very good. They have scored the 3rd highest number of goals in the league, just behind Sundowns and Pirates. They've scored 23 goals, but they can't defend to save their lives. The defense is their soft underbelly. They've conceded 22 goals. So, yeah, I think we need to put pressure on their defense until it gives in. And I know it will certainly give in. And they play with a big animal star, Doleza up top, their focal points of attack in Dion, who's been brilliant this season. He's the top goal scorer in the league, and as well as Nguse, who just recently came back after a long layoff, and yeah, man, he scored against Richards Bay on his return, and a lot of their goals. A lot of Argos's goals come inside that zone 17 area. That area, yeah, the small box, in and around that small box, they come from there. And it is because of the number of crosses their white forwards play into that channel. And they don't play the aerial balls a lot of time. Most of the time, they play it on the floor, and the two strikers easily finish, So we need to cut the supply. Do not allow Van Roy and Ndlovu to play those balls to Dion or Nguse. The gap between the lock position, the gap between the two sides needs to show on Wednesday. We need to show we are far, far, far ahead of Golden Arrows. We need to be dominant in every metric at this game on Wednesday. We need to really, really show how huge the gap is between us. But overall, I think it will be a very, very good game, man. I think it will be an open game, and 9 out of 10 time, I would always back Sundowns to win an open game against any opposition, and I do not expect anything different going into this game. Going into the lineups, Lipulane said he gave me an instruction. He said I must pick the lineup that I want to see, not the one that Cardoso might possibly play. So, Lipulane, this is my lineup. Williams, Mudau, Kekana, Ndamani, Mudiba, and I'll go with that midfield three once again. Have Adams as the deepest, and then Mukwena and Allende. And Allende, he was between an 8 and a 10 in the last game, and I expect Cardoso to use him the same way. And I think he deserves a start, man. He's been performing. Oh, by the way, that goal, he's been performing really, really well. I would start Sales on the right as the right forward owner, and then I will have Nuno Santos on the left. Because I'd expect him to come in and then let Aubry take over the wide spaces when he overlaps. And yeah, man, I think the two goals gave Reyners a huge confidence booster. And I think if you start him on the bench again, hey, man, he might take it some type of way. So I would start him and give him a run once again, and hopefully he scores more goals for us. Score prediction, I think we'll win this one 3-1. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck to the boys and the technical team. We'll be there doing what we need to do, and that's supporting them. The next preview will be either next Sunday or Monday. It will be the preview of our Betway Premiership Game 20 fixture against the Orbit College. Until next time, sharp Masanda.